Absolutely. See me raccoon.
Well, we do.
Maybe. All right. So we're gonna center this up. Just using my shortcut method on this one. I'm gonna lock in, lean down, squeeze, compress, roll those sides over. Take that wobble out. So the trick with these is going to be opening it up right to the bat. So this isn't going to have a bottom on it. Open it up all the way down, start to pull it back towards me, and we're going to lift our wall from there. Opening it up, just using my thumb, pushing down, until you feel that plastic bat, where you can actually see the plastic beneath it. I'm going to grab the clay with two hands, because this is a decent amount of clay. I'm going to start to pull it back towards me to open it up even more. I'm having to use a little bit of pressure here, so I'm muscling it a little bit. The tricky part with this is going to be pulling it out without knocking it way off center. So kind of take your time with it and let the clay stretch out and move. If you feel it starting to get a little wobbly, that's okay. Slow it down, come back in, squeeze that side, and recenter it up like this to take that wobble out. So I'm using my non-dominant hand as kind of a guard wall. Putting a little pressure on the inside wall with my fingertips and sponge, and I'm pushing back into my hand. I'm going to open this up to about, probably 9 or 10 inches. I know this is a 14-inch bat, so that gives me some perspective on scale. Okay. So you can see the inside, that's all the way down to the bat. Now I'm going to come in and pull my wall height up a little bit more. Got a little bit of a wonky spot there. I dug my fingertip into it deeper than I wanted to, so it's throwing me off a little bit. I can compensate for it. Putting pressure on that base, lifting that wall up as I go. Now with casserole style dishes, I like to leave them a little thicker. I don't want to go real thin on those, so kind of in between a half and a quarter-inch thickness is good. So you gotta figure you're gonna be putting food in these, you're gonna be using them. You might use them to heat things up in the oven. They'll tolerate that better with a little bit of mass. And even if you go to the stores and buy casserole dishes, you'll find that they do tend to be a little on the thicker, heavier side. Now you can easily customize these, make them as tall as you want, as short as you want, as large as you want. You can literally do tiny ones. You can do little mini ones for doll houses and things like that. Miniature pottery is really popular nowadays. Just straighten up that wall a little. This is probably a little higher than I need. So I'll cut some of that down.
Calorie conscious casseroles.
Calorie conscious casserole dish.
That's gonna hold way too many
guess it depends on what you're making.
True.
Do like a green bean casserole or something. Vegetarian or vegan, you're probably good to go.
I haven't tried your
Taco macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I bought all the ingredients up.
That sounds good.
Oh, doesn't it?
It is really good.
He does the ground beef and puts the taco sauce in it like he's gonna make, and then mixes it in a mac and cheese. I was
Wow.
like, oh,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
maybe you can get more fattening than that, but. it sounds
Well, you use
good.
lean ground beef, so it's actually not that bad. And I use 2% milk, so that helps.
Not heavy cream.
Not heavy cream.
So how you get it off the bat? Not have it all.
That's the tricky part.
Yeah, I bet.
So I'm gonna round that edge up a little bit. When I throw these, I leave the base a little bit thicker.
So there's scary clay.
There's a little bit of scary clay, but it's not like an inch thick. It's just, you know, if my upper wall's between a quarter and a half inch thick, you know, the base might be a little closer to a half inch. Because I want to be able to have that curve in there for scooping. So just double checking my wall thickness, making sure things are fairly even, softening that rim. This is about a good height.
And you leave that much on the bat inside?
Yeah, about that much, yep. You know, some of this I could take out. Some of this is just like surface clay. That's probably good. That's about how much I'm gonna leave in there. Now to cut these, what you wanna do is grab your wire.
Well, don't you want it to dry?
Nope.
You're gonna put it out?
Don't want this to dry.
Okay.
Besides, we always wanna cut before, anything we're gonna throw, we always wanna cut before we take it off the wheel.
Right, but I thought you might put it into the dryer for a little bit first, so we can handle it a little easier.
Nope, we actually wanna
Oh,
handle
too.
these when they're fairly wet.
Okay.
So now there's a couple different ways to do this. You can just kind of run your wire through and let the wheel do the rest of the work. Like that, let it cut for a moment or two, and pull it through. It's a good idea to cut this twice, but also splash a little water onto the bat. So what that's gonna do is, that's gonna pull water underneath the piece and make it come off more easily. So that's like just easily moving. So at this point, this is actually ready for the next stage.